Okay, I guess we're live. I always have to check this because I'm kinda new to the streaming and all stuff. Still need to find out how all this work. And I really don't have two monitors or good audio. I just use the microphone from my headphones, so that's what you get. Alright, so today we're gonna make a tabletop simulator mod. At least I'm gonna try to finish it off in this time that I'm gonna stream, but in any case you'll see how everything works. So what we need to do is make some large images with the cards, and all the components for the game are finished. I made a monster little tokens that's gonna look like this. Now they are actually should be standees, like you can, like, I was thinking you can like glue two together. If you're printing this, you can print two of them and glue them together like form, or just fold them so it's standing on the table. But they are quite simple, each representing one of the monsters, and you can actually guess which one it is by the silhouette. And let's start making a mod. So first of all, I need to count how many I'm gonna make an event deck. So I know I have a, let's see, 45 event cards, but inside the same deck I'm also gonna put the malediction cards, because why not? So I have 5 of them, so it's 50 cards in total. It's a deck of 50 cards. Now if we open one of these files and we check the image size, we're gonna see we have a width of 750 pixels and height of 10,050 pixels. So if I'm gonna make a deck that has like 10 columns and 5 rows, I need to multiply 750 with 10 and 10,050 with 5, because that's how many cards we're gonna have in deck. So we're gonna make that image. So new image, of course, resolution we're gonna put 300, but we'll have to lower this resolution actually when we make a final file for the tabletop simulator, because if the file is too big, it's gonna take too much time for other people to download it as a mod. I mean, they have to download all the components, which are basically big images, so it takes a lot of time if you don't have enough RAM or if your computer is really slow. So 750 multiplied by 10 is 700 and 7050 basically. And height, let me do a little calculator here. Where is the calculator? Here it is. So multiply by 5, we get 5000. So 5 to 50. Okay. So this is gonna be our deck of cards, and I always fill one of those layers in black. And that's because when the cards laying on the table, they should have like black borders. And then we're gonna make a new layer, and on that new layer we're gonna add all the cards. So how do we do that? Well, it's simple. You just go into your directory where the cards are, like this one, pick all the cards and 5 more, and then just drag them directly into the file, and they're gonna be placed one by one as a smart object. And then I just yeah, I'm gonna place this one. I made a mistake, sorry, so I was hurrying to show everything up, but I can fix it. It's not a big mistake. So basically I can move it, then press enter to place it. And usually there are some programs that can do that, but I usually do this manually because then I have more control over what I want in the file and how I want it to be. Alright, so did I make a mistake here with the count? I did. I made, and I think what's actually happened, I didn't uncheck the one thing, but it's easily fixable. It's not a problem. It doesn't really matter if it's bigger than the cards are. All right. And don't worry about that first card. That's also fixable because I know every letter actually has the name of the card, so it's so easy to track them and place them in the correct spot. So these are all 45 event cards, and in Photoshop it just all these files just as you can see, it's like they have a magnet. They just, when they get close to the edges, they just, you know, are getting dragged over the edge. So that's really good. Oh, did I make a mistake here? Oh, I did. Okay, let's do this. Let me check something. Image size. Oh, I see what I did wrong. So 7500 and 345. I need 6 of these. So multiply by 6. So this should be 6300. Okay, I obviously mess everything up, so we're gonna start from scratch. So what are we doing here is we have 10 cards in a row, and it should be 5 columns of them. Yeah, so now it's okay. And once you export the image as a JPEG to Tabletop Simulator, in Tabletop Simulator there is, when you importing this stuff, there is a little window that pops out and asks you how many rows, how many columns, how many cards in a deck, stuff like that. Are they like, do you want them to be in horizontal like order like this, or vertical? Do they all have the same back, or do they have a custom back? So basically just filling those things with the image components you already prepared, and if you know what you're doing, it's not that hard. And if you have any cards that you have to copy, you can do it in Tabletop Simulator, so you don't have to actually place this 2 cards, like copy of the cards inside this file. One is enough, because once you are in the Tabletop Simulator, you just hover over the card you want to copy, press Ctrl C and then Ctrl V, and that's it. just like copying in some other programs. So these are all the event cards. Now the malediction cards start, so I'm gonna put them in the same basically deck. And that's it. So I have a space down here. I could even put more cards, so let's see what else I can put inside, because the more stuff I put into the deck, the better. So that's all the maledictions. Let's see. Oh yeah. Items. There are 30 items. No, I'm gonna make a special deck for the items. Crisis. This should be no, these are horizontal cards together with this, so they are, that's why I put them in the separate directories. Crew cards also. I guess I can do these monster little chart cards, so let's add them too. Oh, actually, yeah, actually let's do one, because they are double-sided, so I don't need the other one. I'm just gonna delete the other one because the other one is gonna be back. So this deck will have different backs, because event cards have one backs, the malediction cards have the different back. Oh, I might have not made the backs for the item cards. Oof. But I can do it really quickly. I already know how to do it. Anyway, this is a deck. Should I put something else? Let me just check. Can I put some more cards in there? No, I'm gonna keep the item in the separate deck. Alright, so that's it. I don't mind this little part here. It's not gonna affect anything. So these are the fronts of the cards. And now we're gonna save this file. I usually have a special directory called TTS mode where I keep these files. So this will be event deck front. So that's how I know it's front. And what I do after this is I export this as a JPEG file in the size that is right now, and then compress it, and you'll see how I do that. So let us open the JPEG file. It looks like this, and then I usually go to save for web option. Actually, before I do that, I go to the image and I go to the image size, and then you see here you have to click constrain proportions. So if I like do something with the width, the height is also gonna change. And then here, instead of centimeters, I go into percentages. So it's now 100% right now. This image is 100%. I usually go to 65%. So it's gonna be 35% smaller. So 65% image. Okay. And we check. We still have a decent quality, but then we're gonna compress it. So now the image is smaller, and now we're gonna compress it even more. We're gonna go to option save for web, which is basically saving for web, what it says. So if you're making some kind of a website, you want images to be really small. And I always use the quality 60 here. And actually let's try 50. Alright, you can already see, like if you go closer, that there is some loss of quality, but it's still okay, still fine for the tabletop simulator mode. So yeah, and the file is gonna be 3.5 megabytes. So it's still big, but at least should be like really larger if you just use the raw sizes like I used before. So we're gonna hit save, and we're gonna click the same file, replace, and that's it. Yes. Okay. So now if we open that file again, you will see that image size is actually 4075 pixels instead of 750 hundreds like it was before. So it's quite smaller. Quality is still fine. You can see it's a bit like there are little pixels, but for the tables the simulator it's completely good. Okay, so that's our fronts. Now we go back to the Photoshop file, and what I do, I take all of this into one directory and I call it front, and then I just hide it, and now we're gonna put the backs on. Since we have 3 types of cards here, I will need 3 types of backs, and I know to up to here 45 cards I need the backs for the events, and up to here for the maledictions. And you actually notice that I only put 5 maledictions and we have 20 of them. Well, I'm gonna copy this inside the simulator, so I just need the 5 original ones. And this card also here, the last in the row, this black card, which actually spawn monsters. There is a hard and medium side, because depending on which type of game you play, you have different spawn of monsters. So on the other side I need the medium one. Alright, so again we're gonna hide this, and we go to directorium again, and now we need event backs, malediction back, and this card here, just these 3, and we're gonna put them here. Alright, and now, so I'm gonna hide actually I can take the monster card and just place it here, because that's a monster card is, if you remember. I'm gonna hide the maledictions for now, so only the event backs I need. And what we do, the same thing with the other cards, but this time I'm just gonna, I can make it a bit faster, because let me show you, once I put the 5 here, I can take all the 5 I already put and just copy all the 5. So 1 2 3 4 5, and then I copy all of them, and then just do this, and then I take all of the 10 of these, I can group them and then copy the group, so it goes a bit faster. And I can always check where I need to stop. So front, I need to stop up to here. So from the next group I just need 5. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take 5 and I'm copy just 5, and they go up to here. Alright, so let's check it out. One, two, three, 4. Okay, I have 1 too many, so I don't need this one, so I'm gonna delete it. And now across of these I need to put the malediction backs. So let me hide this, uncover our malediction card, here it is, and then just copy it up to here. Alright, and then we're gonna save this, and then again export to JPEG. but this time we're gonna call it back, event deck back. Save. We close the PSD file, open the JPEG file, and do the same. So first, image size, percentages, so 65, and then save for web. Everything is already set up from the previous. Just save, click the same file because we are overwriting it basically, and that's it. And then just confirm that you're saving an overwrite basically. Alright, so how does it look on Tabletop Simulator? Well, let's go to Tabletop Simulator and see. So I need to start my Steam, and then you will see how it works on the Tabletop Simulator. Alright. So for those who doesn't know, Tabletop Simulator is programmed for playing virtual board games online. So we go to create, go to single player, so no one can join our room, and we already have a table and the background. So first of all, I'm gonna use this table, so I'm not gonna change the table, but I can change the background. So we go to objects, backgrounds, and we can take a regale, which looks like we are in some kind of a room. I really like this setting, like, you know. But there are other, like if you like sunset, you know, somewhere in the open, and that actually affect the lightning. But you can even import your own. There is an option for importing custom if you have those 360 images. But for this, we're gonna use a regale. And the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna import the board. So we're gonna go to options, actually objects, components, boards. So actually not the boards, how it's called, tile. Yeah, I usually use a tile, not the board. So you click the tile, click it here, right click, and this is that little window that I was explaining before. So type, we're gonna keep it the box. You can use a hex, circle, rounded, but we're gonna keep the box. So top image, what's our top image? So we're gonna use the top image of the Marista blueprint. This is the board I already prepared. So open that, and then it asks you, do you want to copy it into the cloud or local, or should be local files. If you copied it to the cloud, later on whoever joins your room will be able to play it. If it's local, only you can see the files. So go for the cloud, and then we can choose a directory. So I'm gonna actually I'm gonna use the, actually I can make a directory. Okay, let's make a directory. So let me see, create folder. We're gonna call Mare Istra. So we create a directory, and now we can choose this thing, cloud, and then you choose that directory. Here it is, Mare Istra. Upload. Now it's gonna take some time because this one is a really large file. I'm gonna keep it in the how it is because I need all the details on that board. There is no bottom image. The thickness is basically how thick is the board. I usually put it on 10. Is it stackable? No, we're not gonna stack. We don't have multiple of these tile stacking. together. And stretch to aspect ratio, you always do this because it's basically stretching to the size of the file you just uploading. Let's wait a minute, because let me check how much this file actually has. So the board, I didn't want to compress. It's 17 megabytes. Yeah, it's quite big. I could actually compress it, I guess, but let's wait it out, because I want the board to be in the full resolution, because there is some little text on it, so I don't know. This depends on your upload speed. Mine is not that good, and also depends on the, I guess, connection to the Steam cloud. In the meantime, let's see, is anyone in the chat with any questions? No one speaking with me while I'm streaming, or maybe I don't have any viewers. As you can see from this screen, you can add a board, a tile, a token, a figurine, which is like a standee. I can use these standees for those monsters I prepared, but I never used this setting actually. We'll see, maybe I'm gonna try that. There is a deck, a single card, a dice, a 3D model if you are really good with that, and asset bundles and custom PDFs. Custom PDFs is, well, I usually export my rulebooks as a PDF and just put it as the custom PDF inside Tabletop Simulator. Oh boy, it seems this will take some time. Well, now I'm thinking maybe I should have compressed the board. 70 megabytes. I think that's like, I'm trying to remember, is there any kind of like a maximum you can send through the cloud? Is this like going over the maximum? So when it uploads the name of the file, actually your URL is gonna show up here. Here it is. Okay. So it's small, really small, but if you hover over it and press plus, it's gonna grow up to the size I wish it to be. And I think I wish it to be like this. And that's enough. Alright. So some other things, if you look from the sides, the board is like gray. You can actually go to custom and put a color. Wait. Color tint. And we're gonna put it black. Apply. So now if you look at the sides of the board, now it's black. And since I didn't put the bottom image on the other side, is the same image. So I'm flipping the board. So that's our board. I'm gonna log that out, and it's gonna be locked on place. Now you can see that I have a turn track here. So we need something to track the turns. So we're gonna go to objects, components. There are some blocks here. We're just gonna take this red square. I'm gonna make it a bit smaller. That's perfect. Actually, let's make it more smaller. You can color it. I'm gonna actually keep it red because it goes with this black. But if you go to this option called point, there are snapping points. You click on that, and then you can click in the center of each of these little like placeholders where I need my tracker to move. Just like that. So what does it do? It makes a little magnet that's gonna attract this stuff and any other components. that if they hover over the snapping point, they're just gonna like stick to it, and I'll show you how that works once I place all of it. So we just need them there. I don't need them on the board, because if I put them on the board, then everything is gonna go for it. When it gets closer, there is a radius like of the magnet, so when it gets closer, it just snaps to it, and we don't want it on the board. Just want it for this turn track. All right, and check it out. See, it perfectly snaps. Like, it doesn't, if I want it to go like here, I actually had to press it down with my right button, but if I release it, it snaps to each of these points, which are invisible to us but are visible to the game. So we're gonna put that there, and you can even name this. Name turn tracker, and that's it. You click enter, and now when you hover over it, it says turn tracker. So the tabletop simulator is quite intuitive, and when you're making these mods, which I use for play testing, it's so easy. My god, it's so easy to make all kind of games here and just play test them immediately. Alright, so let's go back to deck of cards. So I click the custom deck, so just drag it here, and here's a little window. So type rectangle, rounded, hex, so all kind of cards. In our case we need rectangle, right, with the rounded edges. So face, we know what the face is. We go to TTS mode, event deck front, open, cloud, and we choose the folder, so we keep everything in the same folder. Maestra, upload. Unique backs, yes, because my backs are unique, because I have 3 types of cards, so 3 types of backs. So we're gonna put the little marker there. Now we're gonna also upload the backs. Cloud, Maestra, upload. Width, so how many cards in a row? We have 10. Height, how many actually how many columns? Width is how many columns, height is how many rows. Well, if I remember, there are 5 of them, right? We have over 50 cards, and if I mess this up, I can always go back and change it, so don't worry about it. So how many cards? So there was 55 plus 5, actually there are 51. So height is actually let me think, yeah, 45 was event 5, and no, it's actually 50. Because tabletop simulator actually recognize the same backs. So if you made 2 decks with the same backs and you put them together, they're gonna shuffle. But if there are different decks, they might not. I can put the Joker, and I never use these cardboard's main decks. I don't know what this is. I think that's some kind of a already pre-made game in the tabletop simulator. So I never expected this to be so long, so I'm just gonna show you some things, and I'm gonna end the stream and finish this off the stream, because it's gonna take me too much time, and I really wanna finish this tonight. I wanna have my game imported in tabletop simulator. There it is. And now it's gonna load for me. Let's wait a bit. Oh, I messed something up. Something is not right. Let me check. Height. Wait a minute. One, two, three, four, five, six. Hate is 6, but it easily fixable. Go to custom, it's gonna open the screen again, and hate is actually 6. Then you hit the import again, and you can already see it's fixed. See? That's what I love with the table sim, right? It's so easy. So as I said, on the bottom is that card should be double-sided. It is. On one side medium game, on the other side hard game. You can actually see resolution is quite good. I like it. Here are 5 cards for the maledictions, and if you check, their backs are different. And if you check the event, which I now can shuffle it, if I hold it left and just move my mouse quickly around, I can shuffle these cards. Alright, so let's make a malediction deck. So I need to get percentages. There should be 20 of these cards, but in different percentages. So for instance, humans are 5. So I'm pressing Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and here I already have 5 cards. You can actually see when I hover, it tells you how many cards in the deck. So 5 humans. Actually, I'm probably gonna lower that, but let's see. I know the cultist should be only 2, and then infected 4, catatonic 4, and madness 4. Okay, so together it's 12, 14, and human 5. So I need one more. Well, let's add one more human, I guess. And here's a deck of 20 cards. So when you shuffle them and place one face down besides your character, and let's see, later on it flips. Oh, I'm mad. So that's how these maledictions work. Now you can make this deck smaller, like it could be like small cards, you know, half of the deck, you know, which I will do because they're still readable. So they're gonna be a small cards. So if I printed this, like, they'll be, how it goes, small European deck cards. I think that's how they called. They are like half of the normal card, and if we check, it's actually, yes, it is. Now I'm not gonna put it on top because sometimes they can actually merge and they go back to the bigger side. So I'm gonna put it beside this. So, and you can call, you just right click and let me see, where is the, wait just a second. Where is the option? Did they remove the option where you can name the spread cards on the table, shuffle? Where is the option to actually name the deck? Oh, okay. You can name card by card. Let's try malediction deck. Okay, so this card is now called malediction deck. If I put it on top of it, no, it, so you can, okay, so I see they removed the options. You actually can now call the cards individually. I kind of like it better when you could, like, wait a minute. I can see some options that doesn't show for me. What did they do? Oh my god. So depending how your view is, that's how much of that little window you can see. Here it is. Malediction deck. There it is. And this is called event deck. And this is called monster spawn. Monster spawn card. Yeah. So now when you hover over it, you can see what it is. Okay. Let's shuffle these. Let's put this to medium, and we're gonna place it here close to the board. Now we're gonna put the monster charts in play. So we go to Objects, Components, Custom. Again, I'm using tiles. Top image is one of these images, which I already prepared. They go to Cloud, Maristra, Upload. There is no bottom image. Thickness is gonna be also 10, but this type it's not gonna be box. I'm gonna try rounded this time, and also keeping the stretch to aspect ratio. And by the way, I didn't make these. Let me check something. I wanna see how much megabytes they have. I mean, I like them when the mod is actually like high quality, but I don't like when people wait for 5 minutes for the mod to download. Okay, that's in this directorium. Let's see. It's 2.2 megabytes. Well, that's not that much, but oh, here it is. Okay. So you can see that the okay, let's make it a bit bigger. Yeah, you can see it has a round borders, but I can always go to custom and says it's gonna be box, and now it doesn't have a round borders, and I don't think I'm gonna use the round borders. Now if we go on the side, you can see that the top of the image is yellow and the side is gray. So we're gonna go here, color tint, and take something that looks like yellow from a board. Oops. Yeah. Right, so those are little details. Now I'm gonna copy this, and then I can just do this. Click a custom, and instead of the top image, I just choose another top image. So because I already set the thickness of the board and how it's gonna look like, so it's easier to just now pick the image and keep all others settings like thickness, or if it was rounded, or if it's stacking. You know, if you already set it from one board, when you copy the other one and just change the image, all the settings for it's gonna be the same, just the image is gonna change. So most of the work is basically importing those tokens, those little tokens, because you have to like copy lots of them. Like I have some of them I can just copy as much as I need, but if there is like I have six different tokens for each monster, so I need to do 6 times the same operation basically, but I can't just copy because okay. And now it's asking me, do you update all other components that with the same image or not? It just says cancel, so it keeps the settings but puts the different image. As you can see, if you see on the side, it's already colored, it's already the same thickness. And I'm not gonna name this because I don't like the having text over it while you're trying to read this, although you can always click the Alt button, and when you hover over something with the Alt, it's actually big, and you can make it smaller and look at it, and the quality is quite good. You also have a magnifying glass. If you press M on the keyboard, you have a little magnifying glass which you can like also with the scroll button make it get a little like near to the surface, or but usually I just use an Alt. Alright, so let's copy another one. So we need a hybrid image. So as you can see, it's not hard to make a mod, it's just like doing the same operation. It's kind of a bit boring while you import everything. And because I'm streaming, it takes some time, but usually because it's not that, it doesn't take this time to upload these images. Cancel. And the last one with the deep one. Alright, so those are monster boards. Let's make them stackable. Just to show you how that works. Oh, it actually doesn't work. I think it's because they are not the same image. So if I copy this, oh yeah, so two of the same image are stacking, as you can see, but two of the different does not. So if you're making some kind of a poker chips, you made the one with the same image and then make them stackable. Alright. Well, doesn't really matter. I'm still gonna keep them here for now, and I guess this will be the regular size. I'm gonna keep them there. So let me upload the item deck, but before I upload the item deck, I need to do something which I totally forgot. I need the back for the item cards. Now the item cards use the same back, and I'm just gonna make it quickly. Oops. And I can even do it while I'm in Tabletop Simulator. So let me open my template for item cards, and what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna hide all of this. Not this one. Alright. I need one icon which I already prepared. Here it is. make it a bit brownish, and that's it. That's basically back of our item deck. I can even write if I wanna have a writing. Let's align this. It's already aligned, and that's it. I'm just gonna save as JPEG, and I'm gonna call it item back. What I want to show you is how you make a card deck that has all the same backs. And I'm actually not gonna save this because I already have a JPEG, and that's fine. So another deck. Oh yeah, another deck, but we need to make it in the Photoshop. I totally forgot. So first we check how many items we have. We have 30 items, so that's 10 columns with 3 rows. So new file, we already know it's 750 100 pixels, but let's see how much height I need. So 1050 multiplied by 3, okay, 3150. Again, same thing. I always fill this black, then I can hide it. And now let's import all those item cards. So everything except the back of the cards. Wait a minute, did I mess something up again? Let me check something. Cancel. Let me just check what did I mess up. Probably the size. Wait a minute, 7500, that should be fine. 3150. Okay, I forgot to put the resolution 300. Okay, now it should be fine. Yeah, I messed up the resolution because the resolution must be the same as the resolution of the cards, and since I make everything in 300 dpi, it should be that resolution. And after this I'm gonna also show you how you can make a deck of only 3 cards if you just need 3. And then I'm gonna probably stop streaming and just finish the rest of the job off screen. Well, I might show you how you make these little tokens also. We're gonna make few tokens. Alright, that's it. Deck of 30 cards. Again, I always save a PC file in the Photoshop. I'm gonna call it item deck main. Okay. Okay, let's wait a bit. Again, same thing, we're making a JPEG file. And then we're gonna make it smaller for the tabletop simulator. And if you remember, first we lower the image by percentage 65 and then save for web, and that's it. Alright, back to tabletop simulator. So objects, components, we need cards, custom deck. Face, well this time we only have face. That's now our item deck. Goes to cloud, Marista Directorium. Unique backs, well this time we don't check this out because we don't have unique backs. Unique backs means almost every card have a different back. So instead of that, we just go to the back and choose the item back card that I made. So basically it uses only one image to make the backs for the whole deck. Width is 10. How many rows? We have 3. Number of cards 30. Now if you mess things up and set like higher number of cards, the rest of the cards just gonna be either blank or black depending what was the color that you put on that layer. I usually put it black, so that's how I know when I mess something up. So let's wait this up to upload, and then you're gonna see we're gonna have a deck of 30 cards, and lots of them I'll have to copy. So in the end it's gonna probably be around 45 or more cards. Also I need to split this deck because there are cards that only show in the Armory. So we're gonna split them because in the deck of 40 and something cards there are only 2 weapons that actually, one gun and one rifle, yeah. So there are some other weapons of course, but the revolver and the carbine are the best weapons because they have, you can use them multiple times, as I explained before. They are repeaters, so if you have 6 bullets you can attack 6 times. Can just continue shooting, because in this game you have 2 actions per turn, but if you have a weapon that is a repeater, you can just continue shoot with it as long as it has bullets, of course. Which will be interesting because you can decide like, do I want to save some bullets even if you miss, since you can do action in any order. So for instance, I can, if the monster enters my room, I can shoot and then run from it. So like if I discharge my revolver 3 times and I miss 3 times and I have only, let's say, 1 bullet, I can choose just to run from, and maybe later on I can shoot that last bullet if it comes to it. So the way how the action works and the actions you have, it gives you lots of space to, you know, do something that you would do in the real life. I mean, how you would fight. And while we're waiting, I can just explain all the actions again. So there is a move action, which actually depends on the beginning when you make a character, how many spaces you can move. There is a run action, which is completely different. It uses your move plus a d6, so you can actually run pretty far away, and you can run by the monsters and by the encounter tokens. Usually they activate the moment you enter the room with it. And the run action is the only action that gives you a save roll against the monster and those, because if you don't pass that save roll, you have to stop where the monster is. The monster has a free attack on you, while the encounters, you stop in the encounter room and then you have to do an encounter. You can hide on specific places. You can hide in rooms that have these little boxes with items. The problem with the hide is you can still be found out. You have a save roll against the monster when it's trying to find you, but the another problem is the box that was containing the item now doesn't contain anything, because when you hide, all the items from the box are lost. There is a trade, of course, and some more special actions from the cards depending on the crisis. And I think that's it. Oh yeah, you can also bar doors. Oh, why does it taking this long? It's not a big, like, let me check. .22 megabytes. Wait a minute. Why is it this big? Okay, didn't upload my well, while I'm waiting on this, oh, no, don't go there. I can check the resolution of the board. Oof, it's quite good. Let me check, is there anything that's missing? So staircase to the lower deck goes there. Lower deck, upper deck, bilge, staircase to the bilge, to the lower deck. Okay. Every staircase is fine. Let's put some dice. Actually, I need one white. I want to try something. So at the beginning of the game, when you're setting up the board, you're gonna use one die like it's 10 multiplied by 10, and the other one is normal die. So let's say the white is multiplied by 10, this is the normal. So when you have to spawn something, let's say on the ship, roll 2 dice. So this is 52. So in this case, oh, it would spawn right in front of a save room, whatever it was. So if you have to spawn a monster, this is where it would spawn. Also at the beginning, when you're spawning those boxes with items, you have to roll. There are 16 boxes, so this would be 14. So here, and you can place it either in this space or this space. It doesn't really, well, I guess it matters, because when you actually, it doesn't really matter for the boxes. Once you enter the room, you can open up the box. Oh, finally my deck has imported. Okay, let's see. Here it is, item deck. So all the cards have the same backs, and we have 30 cards inside. Alright, now I'm gonna try something which I never done before. I'm gonna take the revolver, copy it. I also need a rifle. Oh, I need this one, this one. Need ammunition. And carbine. I'm gonna try something, but I don't think it's gonna work. Yeah, there is no options. So these few cards I'm gonna have to make manual, one by one, like only one card, but I'm gonna do it later on, doesn't really matter. So 30 cards, and now we need to do some duplicates, and I already know which one I need to do duplicates. So I'm gonna just spread all the cards on the table, and then we're gonna duplicate some of them multiple times. Oh, I need to turn hands. Okay, option, hands, disable unused. All right. All right. So keys. There are only one keys. There is only one guitar. Let's see. There is only one flare gun. There is only one revolver. And there is only one carbine. What else? I think that's all the components which you have only one. I think crucifix, yeah, crucifix also only one. So every other cards will be duplicate. So munition box, we're gonna have 2 for now. The signal cartridge is also gonna be 2 for now. I might multiply even more, we'll see. Monkey wrench should be 2. There is only one glasses, that's for sure. 2 oil lamps, should be 2 rosaries, should be 2 axes. Bandages should be actually 4. Wooden boards should be 4. Protective medallion, only 1. Crowbar should be 2. Bottles of rum should be 4. Piece of wire should be 2, I think so. Yeah. Small knife should be 2. Whistle should be also 2. Pocket knife 2. Hammer 2. Shovel 2. Apples actually 4. Okay, 4 apples. Flares also 4. Screwdriver 2. And the book, only 1 book. Actually, yeah, only 1. That's a special item. Alright, so let's combine all this together and see how many cards in the deck we have. 59. Okay, let's turn back time. So I like round numbers, so it's gonna be 60. So one of these should be copied one more time. And I think it's gonna be wooden boards. Oh, actually no, not the wooden boards. Sturdy boots. These come in too. Alright, so now when we combine all of this, we have a deck of 60 cards. Nice. Name, item, deck. And let's shuffle that. And that's our items. And then I have to make some single cards with different backs for armory, because the weapons, so inside you have 1 carbine and revolver. You might find it through the game, might not. It's not easy because it's only 1 card out of 60. So and most of the time you will not be in the position to go through this deck and find those. So your best option to get some weapon is actually to open the armory, which is here, but armory is locked. It always starts locked in the game, so you need keys. Now you actually saw there is only 1 key, but there are multiple items that can actually open the locks beside the keys, and the only one that carry the keys is the captain. So you might start the game with the captain, you may not. You might find him alive or dead. It is a big question, but you might find some item that actually can break locks, and you have to break into armory soon and arm yourself, because the monster is gonna come and anyway, I'm gonna keep these dice, and you actually need 4 of them, so let them place here. We're gonna need D20 die also. Here it is. It's not that much used in the game, but you should still have it. And I guess that's all about the dice. You don't need much more. Alright, so I'm gonna put some tokens into game, and then I'm gonna finish the stream, just so you can see how you make these little tokens. Alright, so we're gonna make tokens for these 2 lifeboats. So these 2 lifeboats are considered like open spaces, but they also are lifeboats. How they work? They're gonna be activated. So if any of you played Nemesis, you know that there is like a hypersleep chamber, I think, which opens after some turns. Well, this is like your escape pods, if I remember. So these are like your escape pods. Think about them like that. And they're gonna become available after the second crisis card is revealed. And from that point, depending on the crisis you have and the situation of the board, if you finish the main crisis, which is basically send a radio signal and fire the flare gun, you might actually leave the ship earlier and save yourself. Of course, if these lifeboats are not damaged or something happens to them, which can during the game. So let's make tokens for them. So we go to components, not the blocks, but the custom. And I can use a token if I wish to. Actually, I think let me check. Do I have to use a token? No, I'm not gonna use the token. No. We're gonna use a tile, and I'll explain why. Because the tile actually can be double-sided, and I need this to be double-sided. So object, components, custom tile. And again, we go here. It's gonna be rounded. So box, but with the rounded edges. Top image. We go here to tokens, lifeboat. So top image is green lifeboat. Bottom image is this red one. Thickness 10, and that's it. And here it is. That's our token. We're gonna make, as you can see, double-sided. I'm gonna make it a bit smaller. Like that. And let's make a side, I guess a green for now. Yeah. And we need two of them. Actually, before I copy, let's name them lifeboat. And that's it. You can even put a little description, like what do they do, because once you hover over it and keep your mouse over it, the description is gonna pop out. So that can also help through the game, but I'm not gonna do that. So I need two of them. I'm gonna place them. I guess we can place them here, on somewhere on the board, maybe here. Let's keep them there for now. So once they become available, and depending what happens during game, because before they become available, some of them can be damaged. So you may start like this. By the crisis number 2, already one boat is missing. So how the boat works? Well, 10 crew members can fit into one boat. So theoretically, if you find all 20 crew members alive and they stay alive enough, you can save everybody from a ship. But I doubt that will ever happen. Because it's statistically so small that probably I think you will be lucky if you save 2 or 3. Like if you manage to finish with 2 or 3 alive characters. So I show you how to make cards, how to make tokens. So now let me show you how you make singular cards. But for that, as I said, I will need a special back of the cards, which I totally forgot, but it's easy to make. I mean, because what I'm gonna do, no, not that one. Where is my item deck? Again, I'm gonna go here, hide everything here. Alright, and let me check. I think I already have image for the Armory. Actually, let me check some. You know what? We can find something online, I guess. I'm not gonna use this one. Let's go online and just find it. So what I need is crossed revolver and carbine drawing. Here it is. Oh, this one is perfect. Yeah, let's go. I need to remove some of this stuff. Oops. Actually, wait, where are my actions? History. No, no, no. I'll just call it Armory items. Eh. Alright. Actually gonna use this one. We don't actually need this text at all. Just gonna be one image like this. Call it Armory back. I'm not gonna even save it because I already have a JPEG. Alright, back to the tabletop simulator. So we go to objects, components, cards, custom card. So single card. Face. We go here where the items is, and we're gonna take one of the revolvers. And we're gonna use that back. When it shows up, we're just gonna import it. So this is how you make singular cards. Really good if you like are not satisfied with some card inside your deck, you just can remove it, make a singular. As long the back is the same, it's gonna go into the deck. But we make it actually because I only need 5 cards, and I don't want to do it in Photoshop, like putting 5 cards. I can do that, but this is easier way. So I'm gonna make a card for the revolver, for the rifle, and for the munition, for the flare gun, and for the flare gun, because that's the things you can actually find in the armory. And oh wait, so you can already see. Now the question is, do I also want to make these like a small deck of cards? I probably want to. So let's see. Let me check. So yeah, one more plus. Okay, now let me try something. No, it's not gonna work because it's not the same back, but I can make it small. Yeah, that's the same size. So now what I can do, I can copy this and then just go to custom and then just change the face. So I need a carbine, and I don't touch anything else because I need the same back. The size is already set, so I'm just changing faces and making other cards from it, from a copy of the car I already made. And here it is. Same back, different face. We do it again. So you can see how it is to make from one card the other cards if you want to go this way. Alright, so I need a flare gun. And I need munition box, cartridges for the flare gun, and I think that's it. Okay. And then I am gonna import these charts for when you find these items in the ship, so I can know how many of these cards I actually need to copy. Okay, munition box. Here it is. So if you check the carbine, it is an item weapon repeater, and if you check the munition box, it says action, discard the munition box to reload one of your weapons with a repeater trait. So this will fill up your carbine and your revolver, they have a repeater trait, but it's not gonna fill up your incendiary flare gun because it's a weapon. Only these signal cartridges go into the flare gun, and they actually doesn't go away. So you just need this card. It says if you have a flare gun, you can spend one action to reload it with one signal cartridge, because flare gun can only be fired once per action. You can still use it as a weapon. Like you actually see here, it says you can fire a flare gun as any other weapon using an attack action. To hit is 5+. Enemies don't have a save rolls against it, so it's really good, and it has only one charge. So it can kill deep one with a flare gun. You can kill the deep one with a flare gun. If you hit him, he doesn't have a save roll, he's dead. Because if you check, deep ones actually have a save roll of 5+. So there is a good chance you're gonna kill it, for sure, with a flare gun. The problem is that's one charge. So if you don't have these signal cartridges, you can't reload it. And it's also slow because you have 2 actions per turn, so you can like fire the flare gun and then you can reload it, but that's all you can do. You will have to be stationary, or you can run and then reload it and then fire it from some other distance. Oh, I forgot to write that it can only be used it doesn't says how much range it has. I guess it's for the errata. The range is the same room, basically. But luckily I was thinking about that when I was making it, because it says item incendiary So I can put in the rule book, incendiary weapons have only range of 1 round. So I can I can work around it. Alright, so those are the 5 items. Now I need to put the chart for the items. So again, we're gonna do it through the tile and top image. So we have some charts, and let me see, those are here, I think. Yeah, here it is. Open cloud, is the upload, and there is a bottom image in this case, because on the other side is this other chart. So this how it would look in the real life. It would be chart double-sided, so you can flip it back and forth, because I didn't want to have too many charts in the game. There are lots of things you have to roll on. Not stackable aspect ratio is the same, and this will take some time because these are raw images, pretty big ones, because I need them in the high resolution. There are lots of text on them. It's going to be easier to read them in the highest resolution. Oh. And now I'm gonna explain you how this chart works, and then I'm gonna finish the stream. By this time you already know how to put the token, how to put the board, how to make these deck of cards, and that's in most of the cases that's all you need to know. I don't do any coding inside Tabletop Simulator because I really don't know any kind of coding languages. I never learned them, nor I have capacity to understand them. So there is no coding for me. Everything is done manually. Shuffle card manually, put the cards, do the setup manually. I mean, I understand how it works to some degree, but I'm not up to it. If I need to code something, I usually seek help from some acquaintances on Tabletop Simulator, which know much more about it, and they can actually do it for me if I ask them nicely. Come on, bottom image. It's basically the same size as the front image, but for some reason it takes double the time to upload. Might be that also someone else is using Steam Cloud in the same time, so I guess that can also affect it. But I'm sure it's because I'm streaming, because it's never this long. I mean, those are big files, don't get me wrong, but my internet connection is not that bad for me to actually wait this long for these uploads. So I'm hoping tomorrow, somewhere around 6 o'clock, I will be able to record the video about the setup of the game, and maybe I'm gonna do playthrough right away, but I'm not gonna post it in the same. Okay, let's make this a bit bigger because this chart is gonna be moved around and used a lot. Alright, so let's put the color, I don't know, something like this, indifferent. Let me show you this chart. So there is an item manifest. You roll a 3d6. So all around the ship will be a little tokens that looks like boxes. So when you one of the actions you can do, you can open the box, like if you found it. So it would roll on the chart. Bam, I have. And another neat thing in Tabletop Simulator, I don't have to combine these dice. If I select them and hover over them, it's gonna tell me I just roll a 7. 2 2s and 1 3. So let's check it out. 7. You find something interesting. Draw one item card. Okay, let's see what did I found. I found a rosary, and that's how it works. So you roll on this item manifest. Sometimes it gives you options. Well, the higher the number, more options. Like draw 2 item cards, take one and shuffle the other one back, so you can choose which one you want to take, or 3. Or search the item deck for one item of your choice. So if you need a revolver and not someone else did. Also, there is a limitation. So if someone already found a revolver, trust me, you're not gonna find another one because there is only one in the deck. Alright, what I was looking here is on the bottom, Armory Manifest. So if we check here, the maximum carbine rifles you can find is 2. So I would need 2 of those, 2 revolvers, 3 munition boxes. Okay, let's do that. So 2 carbine rifles, 2 revolvers, 1 flare gun. Okay, so only 1. 3 munition boxes. Okay. And how many these signal charges? 1. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. So deck of 9 cards for, I'm gonna call it Armory deck if I already didn't call it. Name Armory deck. So this deck doesn't stack with this deck here. It's actually here. I'm gonna actually place it here already. So when you enter the Armory, you're gonna roll a d6. Bam, I roll a 5, 2 carbines and 3 munition box. You would take those items from this deck and place them inside the room, and then from then on they are available for anyone to pick up and use. How much you can carry depends on your skill. That's one of your traits. And as I said before, you're gonna roll 4 dice for your traits. That's how you're gonna make your. Actually, let me show you that before. But before I do that, let's save this. So mod is half ready, but you can always save it, like anything in this game. So you go to save and load, save game. I usually do this in the projects. We call it Mare Istra and save. And then let's say I load some other game. I don't know, what do we have in the workshop? Oh, Mage Knight. Wanna play Mage Knight? Redlands. We load Redlands. Bam. And then let's check it out, our mod projects. Here's my Mare Istra, and it's in the same position as I save it. So let's put these dice nicely, and now let's save it again. Actually, let's move these item decks here, and depending like in which position your view and screen is, it's gonna save in that position. So if I like it that my view starts like this, I set it all up, go to games, save, go to project, and there is a little black button here. I just click here and says overwrite, and bam, it's gonna be, every time I load it, it's gonna look like this. Alright, so now that is saved, let me show you what we have on the other side, because I put this like double-sided. So there is a panic chart and encounter chart. So every time you fail a sanity test, you're gonna roll 2d6, 7, run toward the save room and bar every door of each room you pass. So this is something you can't affect. This, your character, if it fails sanity test, he's just gonna do this. You're gonna lose control from him the moment he fails the sanity test. So even if you have some other actions, they're gone for that turn if you have any actions. So let's say you're standing here and you fail your sanity test. So you have to run toward the safe room and bar every door of each room you pass. So safe room is here. You are going from here to there, and you're using this the shortest route. Let's say my character has movement of 2 plus a d6. So that's a 4. So, and let's say I'm standing on this space here. So this will be my run. 1. This door is barred. I'm gonna probably use these objects for bar doors. So this is what my panicking dude is doing right now. One, 2, 3, and let's say 4. And this is what my panicking dude done just right now. He was running and barring all the doors behind him. So if I'm now in this room, left alone with the monster, I have to first remove the obstacle which costs an action. So let's say I remove the obstacle. That's one action, and then I also ran from a monster. So let's say my movement is 3 plus d6 always. So I run 5. Well, I would run 1, 2, and I will have to stop here because this guy that is panicking just blocked me, and then monsters come behind me and kill me in front of the door. So something like that can happen in the game. So as you can see, lots of bad things can happen. Even funny things. So that's a panic. You fail a save, a sanity roll, you roll for the panic, and this what happened. You need, as you can see, from 8 to 12 is actually okay. Everything below it is bad. Now, how the encounters work? Well, in these rooms there will be some tokens. Let's say this is a token in this room. Let's say you're moving. This is your character and you're using normal movement. Let's say he moves 2, so he goes 1. Actually, let's say this is where the encounter is. So he moved once. The moment he enters the room with the encounter token, he needs to stop his movement and remove the token and then roll on this chart for the encounter. So let's see, it's also due to 2d6. Let's see what he finds. 9. Nothing happens. So no encounter. Fine. But let's say he rolled something else. Oh. Roll a bit lower. Okay, 7. You found a survivor. Draw one crew member from the crew manifest deck as a playable character. Form his traits and give him 1 malediction card. So you will find survivor. When I make a deck of the characters, you will just take first from the top. It will be shuffled, so who knows. Let's say you found maybe a engineer. There is engineer there. You take his card, take 4 of the dice and form his traits, because this is similar like RPG. So you would roll and then you assign these dice. So you can say, you know what,